Hello dear children, good afternoon everyone, and once again welcome back you all to the online classes. And as you all know that now we are in the last unit of your SST part as well as the last unit of your second semester, that is Unit 7 Industrial India. And in this unit now we are going to discuss the second chapter, that is transport and communication. So these two terms, the transport as well as the communication modes, nowadays they are very essential for everybody. Yes, the mode of transport as well as the mode of communication, and we are all having a very well developed and technological, yes, we are having everything for the transportation as well as for the communication. So everything we have now, so that makes us to travel conveniently and comfortably, right? So this is all what it has developed nowadays. So just think, if you have planned for the vacation holidays, and on the same day, if anyone calls a strike and the buses stop replying, so how you feel, right? So no vehicles will be available to move from one place to another place. So nothing, no vehicles is available for you. So that time how you feel, right? There is no mode of transport at all. So there is no transportation facility to go to the desired places, right? So now think, if you do not have any transportation facilities, so just for one day we suffer a lot if we plan to go somewhere, or if we had that plan to go somewhere with some work, so emergency, in case of emergencies and all, if there is no transport facility, we have suffered a lot. So if the one day, if just for one day if it is happening like this, so what if there is no transportation facility at all, then what is the condition, right? So have you ever think that how our ancient people used to transfer from one place to another place? Yes, there is a history for this that we can discuss now. The people in the olden days, they do not have any transport facilities. So that time they used to go by walk. Yes, only suppose if they wanted to go for any other places, they used to go by walk itself. And later on, what they have started using the animals like camels, horses and all. Those to travel from one place to another place, they started using the animals, and later on they started using some tools, the wheels and all. When they invented the wheel, so that will become the evolution in the transportation system. So that later onwards they started the carts, bullock carts, by using some other animals, like even by the oxes, or by using some other animals, horses and all. So they used to pull the cars. So likewise, all the transportation, the day by day it has developed, and nowadays we are having very well developed transportation system. Okay, so that we can we can move from one place to another place with in a very easier manner as well as with the comfortable manner. And even when we are when we are moving from one place to another place, in the transportation facilities only we can get the many other facilities also. So likewise nowadays it has developed, everything has developed nowadays. So the this transportation facility help us to move from one place to another place, that we know. And what is the use of this communication? Yes, the communication facility, it is help us to be connected with our loved ones. So nowadays we are using many communication facilities such as mobile phones we have, and internet is there. So everything. So by using all these staying in our country or in the abroad, means out of our country or out of the state, wherever they can stay globally, across the globe, wherever they may be. But nowadays we are able to be in connect with them every day because of these developed technologies, right? So that is what the communication. So communication means here by the technologies we are in connected with our loved ones. So this is how the transportation as well as the communication, they are very essential for everybody's life nowadays, because our life is nowadays, it is growing very fastly. So in this fast growing technology, and here now whatever the generation is there, for us the developed technology as well as this transportation as well as communication technology is very essential. And in the previous days, there the communication was also very difficult. How the transportation is difficult, likewise the communication was also very difficult. So for example, nowadays, in those days what the people use is, they used to write the letters, right? It was there. Nowadays also it is there. But now we are using very rare, and in that time only the mode of communication is that only. Otherwise some messengers will be there, like some people. So any message, if it is conveyed to any other people, so some messengers will be there. So with the help of those people, they used to convey the messages, like postmen we can say. So likewise through the letters, through the writings, they used to convey the messages. But nowadays, due to the improved technologies, we can be able to see through the screens, right? So we can able to do the conference calls, and we can do the video calls. So likewise, we are in connection with our people, and even we can make many meetings also in this means in the technologies only by using. And even we are also conducting the Zoom classes, right? So that we can able to connect in that. So likewise the technology has improved a lot, and this all the improved technologies, and nowadays it may be that we may travel to the far away places or nearby places with very comfortable manner. So that nowadays the traveling is become very fast, comfortable as well as convenient to us. So that because we are having the better transporting facilities. So we have the buses, rickshaws, bicycle, yes. So likewise many are there, right? So that by using all this, even the scooties also there, the trains are there, and the aeroplanes are there, right? So even we can travel on the water also, on the land. The traveling in the roadways is common, but we can travel on the water also, as well as we can travel in the air. So for all those purposes, we have different kinds of transportation facilities. So now in this chapter we can discuss more about the transport and communication. Okay, so now we can discuss about the transport, and later we can discuss about the communication. So first one, I will write here the transport. So what do you mean by the transport? Transport means what? So here the transport means the movement or transfer of people, animals or goods from one place to another place is termed as transport. Okay, so whenever we use the term transport, not only the people are moving, even for some time we need to transfer the goods also, right? So sometimes we need the food grains, sometimes we need some other objects, the consumable or any usable or any essential things to be carried from one place to another place, and that is also we can call as the transport only. And sometimes we need to carry the animals also, right? Sometimes for domestic animals and all, we may buy from the other places for the for animal husbandry purpose or for somewhat like these processes. So we need to carry the animals the movement or transfer of people, animals and goods from one place to another. From one place to another is referred to as transport. Is referred to as transport. So this is the definition. Just you can make a note in your notebook. Write this definition in your notebook. So the transport, the movement or transfer of people, animals and goods from one place to another. From one place to another place is referred to as or is called as transport. Okay. So there are different kinds, different modes of transport, different ways of transport are there. So the different modes of transport are as follows. So the first one is, we can say, on lands, and the second one we can say on water, and the third one we can say in air. So these are the different modes of transport. Yes, we can transfer by the lands also, on lands. Yes, the roads are there, on lands we can transfer or move from one place to another by the roads. That is the transportation on land. And another is on water. So by the ships and all we can travel through the water. So that is on water. This is a kind of mode of transport. And in air, so with the help of the aeroplanes and all, we can travel to one place to another place. That is in air. So these are the three modes of transport, and in these three modes of transport, how we can travel, what are the different types, that I will tell you. On lands, the roadways and railways are there. On lands, we can say the roadways as well as the railways are there. Yes, no, the trains. We can travel by the roadways through the buses and also by the bicycles, your scooters or the cars, yes, or any other vehicles which can be go on the roads. So that is what roadway, and this is on the land. And the railways, the trains, yes, the train track is there, that is also there on the land itself. So that these are the two ways, that is roadways as well as the railways, that is the mode of transportation on land. And on water, we can say the inland waterways and international waterways. Inland waterways and international waterways. International waterways. Yes, the inland waterways as well as the international waterways. So inland means here in our area. So that is inland waterways, and international waterways, the waterways which connected to the other countries. So that is international waterways. So there the import and export will be carried out there. And the next mode of transport is in air. international airways. Domestic and international airways, these are the mode of transport in the air. So these are three modes of transport. One is on lands, the roadways and railways are come under on land, and on water it comes inland waterways and international waterways, and in air domestic airways as well as international airways. So these are the different mode of transport. So transport means the movement or transfer of people, animals and goods from one place to another is referred to as transport, and the different modes of transport are on land, on water and in air. And in the on land comes roadways and railways, and in the on water comes inland waterways and international waterways, and in air it comes domestic airways and international airways. So these are different modes of transport, and now we can discuss about these one by one. Yes, so first we can start with on land. On land transportation. So on land transportation, so on land, so in this on land transportation there are two modes are there. One is roadways and railways. Okay, the roadways and railways that comes under on land transportation. So first we can discuss about the roadways. So these roadways are also called as the roadways, or we can call it as the road transport. Road transport. Yes, the roadways or road transport. So when we transport or when we move from one place to another place by using the roads on land, then we can call them as the roadways or road transport. So every day you might observe the buses are plying. Yes, the buses are plying, means the buses are moving on the road, and they facilitate us with the road to road transportation. So we can go by the roads by using our bicycles, by using our scooters, by using our cars, by the rickshaws, even by bullock carts. So by using all these kind of transportation facilities, we can move on the roads, and these are the roadways or road transport. So likewise many vehicles are there, they can be moved on the road, and even for the government has provided the buses for the public transportation facilities, so that the public transport is there for us, so that we have to utilize it. So because when they afford some facilities, when the government is supposed to give some facilities, so that is for the public itself. So public, who is the public? Yes, we are the public. So we should take the benefit from them. So instead of using the private vehicles, instead of using our own vehicles, if we want to travel from one place to another place, so if we use the public transportation facility, so it will be very well and good. Because see, when we use our own vehicles, so what happens there? We need to use the more fuels, and those fuels are polluting, means they pollute So when we use our own vehicles, we have to fill the fuel in it. So when we use the fuels, when they burn, so they release some of the pollutants in the nature, so that it pollutes our environment. So when we use the public transport, so more people will use the public transport, means the only one vehicle can use instead of using our many number of own vehicles. So we can use their only one public transport, so we can decrease the level of the pollution. And also it is also very convenient for us, so that we can use such kind of road transport facilities. So here the road transport, it comes many of the vehicles like buses, the trucks and lorries, and also the rickshaws, bicycles, bullock carts, and even in some of the places in the where the places are having the snowfall and all, so there they use the cars nowadays also. So they use some even in the some other places also they use the bullock carts and all, so to carry the luggages, to carry the goods, or to carry the people. So for that all, the pilgrims and all, to meet the friends and all, so they use some carts, so that will be pulled by the animals like camels, horse, even dogs in some places. So they use all these animals to pull the carts and all. So this is all about the roadways. And see, the roadways, the National Highway Authority of India, National Highway Authority of India, National Highway Authority of India, that is NHAI, National Highway Authority of India. This is taking care about the construction and maintenance of the national highways. So you might have seen that many highways we can see, and many kacha roads are also there, and we can observe the highways also. And in the highways only there are national highways are there and the state highways are there. So those national highways and state highways are authorized by different organizations. So here the National Highway Authority of India, that is NHAI, it is constructs and maintain the national highways. Yes, the authority, that is the National Highway Authority of India, it constructs and maintains the national highways. And what are these national highways? So these national highways are the highways, the national highways. So these connects, or these are helpful in the linking of major cities of the country and the capitals of the state, the capitals of India. So the state capitals will be there. So these national highways are majorly, they help in linking those major cities and state capitals of the India. And these national highways, they are constructed and maintained by National Highway Authority of India, and majorly they are linking to the major cities and state capitals of India. Those are national highways. And some of the state highways are also there. These are national highways and they are maintained and constructed by National Highway Authority of India. And some state highways are also there. State highways. And these state highways are maintained by state government. Yes, the state government is responsible for the state highways. Whatever the construction and maintenance of these state highways, that will be taken care by the state government. And here the state highways, what are they? So these highways are the road networks connecting important cities and towns in the India. Whatever the important cities and towns are there in the state, so that will be maintained and constructed by the state government. So this is only related to the state, and this is related maintained and constructed by National Highway Authority of India, and the state highways are constructed and maintained by state government. And the national highways, they are linking the major cities and state capitals of India, and the state highways, they are connecting between the major cities and towns of the state. So these are the national highways as well as state highways, and they are the roadways or road transport. And see, one fact file I will tell. The Golden Quadrilateral. The Golden Quadrilateral. This is the longest highway, and it is about 5,846 kilometers long. 5,846 kilometers long, and it is connected with Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata. This is called as the Golden Quadrilateral, and it is about 5,846 kilometers long, and this connects the Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata. And this takes, to construct this road, it takes around 11 years. It takes around 11 years to complete the road, and for this the amount it is utilized is to complete this project. It cost 308.58 billion. 308.58 billion, or if I say in terms of crores, it will be 30,858 crores. See, this is the cost of this road. Yes, it is 308.58 billion, or in terms of crores, if we calculate, it is 30,858 crores. So it was operational. It was took place from 2012, and it took about 11 years to complete this project, and this is called the Golden Quadrilateral, right? So this is what the road transport, and this is about the roadway. And next we can discuss the railways. So railways are helpful for the transport of goods and the people in the bulk quantity. Bulk means in the large quantity of the people as well as goods we can transport through the railways. So by the buses and all, we can transport only less people and the goods. But from the trains, the bulk amount of goods can be transported, as well as the import and export can be done by these railways only. So the railways. So here even many goods trains are also there. Goods trains are there. So they are meant for carrying the goods itself, to transport the goods. So that goods means many food grains maybe, or any machineries, the automobiles, as well as any of the ores and all. So that all will be transported by any of the machinery, whatever the vehicular parts will be there, or any kind of goods can be carried by the goods trains. And these railways, they will be helpful for carrying the goods as well as the people in the bulk quantity. And nowadays, so the traveling to the far away places are also made very convenient with the railways. Nowadays we can get all the facilities in the trains. Yes, many facilities we can get. So we can get the food, we can have all the facilities, water, everything will be there in the trains. And these metros and monorails that makes the people to reach in time to the desired places, so that there will be no any traffic to the metros and all, so that we can reach earlier than these other transportation facilities, so that this will make a very comfortable, our journey very comfortable. So these are about the railways. And the first railway line in the India was set up by the Britishers in 1853. In the year of 1853, the first railway line was set up by the Britishers from Bombay to Thane. Bombay to Thane. So here they set up the first railway line, and that is they built for the purpose of trading purpose, but that will be helpful for us, and that is become one advantage of the British rule. And they set the railway line from Bombay to Thane in the year of 1853, and that to about 34 kilometers. 34 kilometers. This is about the railways, and this is about the on land transportation. Okay, is it clear? I hope you have understood this. And in the next class we can discuss about on water as well as in air transportation facilities. So with this I will conclude my today's class, and I hope you have understood this. Even though if you have any doubts regarding this, you can contact me and clarify your doubts. Right? Thank you. Have a nice day.